G'day everybody, where's Wally here. Hey, I felt like a nice breakfast of smashed Avo. Well, it seems old mate Avo is at it again, this time trying really hard to find a way to discredit the Super Heavy Flight 5 with booster catch. Now, his videos are a mishmash, dog's dinner, and really hard to figure out just what he is talking about. But it seems this time he found a video from a private pilot called Rebel Lord who flew very close just to have a look. Now, the link to that video is in the description as always. I am not sure he knows how to debunk something, as initially he confirms that the SpaceX telemetry is correct at the 4 kilometers up mark, as the rocket is basically at eye level with Rebel Lord, who is flying at 10,000 feet or around 4,000 meters. There was one frame that Avo saw and immediately went into full-on misunderstanding mode, just as so many flatties do. He saw the NASA WB-57 plane top left while the Super Heavy was center frame. He started saying odd things like this proved that the Super Heavy only went up as high as the WB-57 and that the rest of the 90 kilometer plus altitude was just angles, smoke and mirrors. This seems to be Avo's money shot. So let's see where all the players are at T+126. Now, the Super Heavy took off on October 13, 2024 at 12:25:00 UTC, according to Wikipedia. Now, that would make Avo's money shot timestamp to be 12:26:26 UTC. So next, we'll look at Flight Radar 24, and the replay feature allows me to see all the flights in that area at that time. Well, there was the Surface Scout plane looking for boats, but we're not really interested in that. Here is where Rebel Lord at 10,000 feet or 3.5 kilometers was circling around. At 12:26, he was right here according to the ADS-B data. Then we can look at the NASA WB-57, and it had done a few circuits along the north border of the exclusion zone, basically flying east to west and back again, waiting for the action to start. Now, here is where the WB-57 was at. Here is where the WB-57 was at 12:26:26, and note that its altitude was not its maximum possible, as Avo assumed, but 46,000 feet or just 14 kilometers. And then we know where the launch tower is, and we know that the rocket tracked east from there. The SpaceX telemetry doesn't provide the latitude-longitude, but does show the height at 12:26:26, and it shows that the Super Heavy was at 18 kilometers. If we look at the lat long for Rebel Lord and the WB-57 and the launch tower, we can see that Rebel Lord is 14.64 kilometers from the WB-57, and his little plane was also 23.41 kilometers from the tower. The angle up to the WB-57 would be around 34 degrees, and the angle to the Super Heavy is around 31 degrees. If we assume that the Super Heavy is, well, really close to the tower or directly above it, we know it isn't, but we're not sure just how far east it's moved, but that would be the worst case scenario. It's moving east, so the angle will be less, and the Super Heavy will be lower in the sky. One point to remember is that when we see both of them, we know the angles to them are rather similar. So Avo's claim that the Super Heavy's telemetry is faked above 14 kilometers, the height of the WB-57, that could only be true if the W-57 was physically further away than the launch tower, and that the Super Heavy was visually appearing between the ground and the apparent position of the WB-57. But because the WB-57 is doing circuits along the northern perimeter of the exclusion zone and is closer to Rebel Lord than the launch tower is, it can't be used as any sort of parallax, or more correctly, any sort of perspective limit on the height of the rocket. Sorry, Avo. Then this morning, YouTube handed me a great video. It was shot from 8 kilometers north of the launch tower on the east-west seawall, where a lot of people like to observe from. It's called Isla Blanca Beach Park, and the link and the GPS coordinates are in the description as always. Now, this should be right under the flight path of the WB-57, as it does its circuits along the northern limits of the exclusion zone. Actually, looking south to the tower, the WB-57 is actually slightly more north than the Isla Blanca, so it's really behind them. I really should do a supercut of this launch and landing, as there are very few really good videos from a distance for this launch. This video is really good as the guy is using a wide angle lens and he keeps it wide the whole time, and there is no zoom, and because there is no zoom in or out, this gives a great reference for the whole video. The rocket is now at the altitude zone where there is often contrails. The exhaust of the rocket burning methane and oxygen is going to be carbon dioxide and dihydrogen monoxide. The H2O in the exhaust is almost instantly turning into condensation, which persists and which causes a really nice crepuscular ray as well. Oh, and Avo derps really hard on that in previous video. Oh, and there is the WB-57 plane appearing north of the camera's position along the seawall at the Isla Blanca beach park. And if you want to watch the original video, you actually see the WB-57 turn around and come back as well, just like the ADS-B data shows that it does. Hey Avo! This video is rather excellent too. It's no cuts, no zooms, launch to landing of all unbroken goodness. Avo is going to love it, and by love it I mean hate it, as it shows that the WB-57 was in the foreground even from Rebel Lord's plane's point of view, and as such it offers nothing to enable Avo to claim that SpaceX are being dishonest with their telemetry data. So Avo, you will eventually realise that sometimes things are simply exactly as they are shown to be. Thanks guys, I might see if I can make a supercut video of this Flight 5. Can I crowdsource this a bit please? I'm not finding any videos of the flights taken from greater distances. Wasop has a nice one from Mexico, but is a similar distance away in the order of 10 kilometres or so. I would like to find something that is much farther away. I guess the difference here is that it is a morning flight and there wasn't a massive persistent contrail the whole way which we saw in the Falcon Heavy a year ago. Thanks guys, enjoy the rest of this video and look for the crepuscular ray not diverging to the horizon at the end of this video. Avo, I look forward to your next attempt to debunk SpaceX. They're always so full of fail. Thanks guys.
Wait. I can take this really low. You can still see Starship down there. We're bringing it back. We're talking. Bring it back. There it is. Oh. Holy shit.
So what is the...
Oh, actually, yeah. And it's so exciting to hear that we got a confirmed booster catch. That means it's going to be a really exciting morning. Again, the booster is making its way back towards now land in order to make that catch attempt at the tower. So incredible to see these views. You can see the ship on the right-hand side of your screen. All 6 Raptor engines are under full power. Once again, the booster is making its way back to the launch site. We are going to try and catch it using the Debunk sticks on the launch tower, the exact same tower that it just launched from just 5 minutes
It's funny.
ago.
When that comes back down, it's going to be really strong. Here it comes, coming right at us. Oh, I think you see the hot staging ring. Good.
I can't wait for us to hear the sound. Dan's mic. That is going to be incredible. It was so cool to hear the liftoff.
I think you can see the hot staging ring. They've already released it.
Liftoff of Starship Flight 5, the ship.
Oh, it's coming down here. Come on. Come on, baby. Yeah! Hell yeah! Oh my god. Fucking incredible. Here comes the boom. Wow. Holy shit. Yeah! Come on, baby. We got this.